and I'll be discussing the K-pop industry and more so what people don't discuss about the K-pop industry. K-pop is actually blowing up right now. Like Blackpink performed in Coachella in 2019. Big Bang was supposed to perform in 2020. BTS has performed on multiple award shows and was actually nominated for a Grammy this year. And Blackpink's Rosé released her own EP called On the Ground, which reached this week at #1 on Billboard Global 200 with BTS's Dynamite at #6. Many people do not know that before you become a K-pop idol, you have to be signed to an agency and be a trainee. You would usually take maybe 30 or more auditions at different agencies to become a trainee. And you would be judged on your singing, your dancing, and your overall confidence and stuff like that. When you are a trainee, you usually would audition when you're around 14 because you will have to train for about 5 to 6 years, maybe longer, maybe less. Big Bang's G-Dragon is one of the most popular K-pop idols, and he actually was a trainee for 9 years. And the thing about trainees is that since they are young, they are still going to high school, and they would have to train after school, so around 5, and then they would stop around maybe 1 a.m. You would have to train for practice your singing, your dancing, your etiquette, because K-pop idols have to have like a good amount of etiquette, like their posture is correct and stuff like that. And you would have to practice all that and do acting and then personal practice. Trainees would also have monthly assessments, usually not monthly, usually every 2 weeks. And they would usually try to test you on your progress and see how much progress you have actually had and certain things that you need to change. Now, the thing about being a trainee is that you will also have low expectations, because just because you're a trainee and after you're done training does not mean you will debut, because this is a K-pop group, a girl group, a boy group that is debuting every couple of years, because each contract would be about 7 years. So that does not mean you will always debut, and if they decide that a group is going to debut, they will change certain things about them, like their hair, their facial features, like they will get plastic surgery for them and stuff. Now, some regulations that K-pop idols do have is that they aren't really allowed to interact with the other gender, and they definitely aren't allowed to date. So they also are not allowed to have phones, or at least have phones until they become like pretty popular or something. The K-pop idols' lives don't really change that much from when they were trainees. They sometimes might change a lot more because of how much things is going on. So you would have to be training more and going through more practices and things, and you could become an ambassador at certain places. Now, there is a dark side of K-pop that people do not discuss the most about, and that is the comebacks. The comebacks is whenever you would release new music, and each time you'd release new music, you would have to basically prepare yourself. Like, you would have to try to make yourself look better, like you try to make yourself look skinnier, or trying to make your perfection on your singing and your dancing because of the comeback. For instance, IU is one of the most popular K-pop artists and artists in general, because she is a big actress too. So she has a comeback routine. I actually don't know if this is her comeback routine or her actual diet, where in the morning she'd eat an apple. For lunch, she'd eat a sweet potato, and for dinner, she would drink a protein shake. So these crash diets are very normal and substantial for K-pop artists. So that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Now, something that happens everywhere, but for some reason in K-pop it's a little bit more kind of bigger in a way, is the cyberbullying. There will be a lot of hate comments and stuff like that on how somebody dresses, how somebody eats, how somebody's weight or fat or not fat enough, or their singing and their dancing suck, or they're lazy or rude or something. These comments do affect a lot of people and do harsh things. For instance, in 2017, this K-pop artist was in one of the biggest boy groups in K-pop at the time. And due to all the hate comments, he did end up committing suicide. Suicide is as common as in the K-pop industry as it is in the Gen Z generation right now. And another thing that very much is alarming, especially for females, is the stalkers, because people don't realize how much people can easily become obsessed with somebody or something. Like, they would be obsessed with them and find out who they were with or who they are interacting with, and then they could hurt either them or the person they're with. And something else is that since females, they're not intentionally sexualized, but they're more so like they're dressed at certain ways. Like, they would have skinny mini skirts and show a lot of legs and arms and shoulders and skin. But so that would easily bring attention to like the men and other people, and stalkers in Korea are very much more harsh and kind of not overlooked, but that is something that people actually need to start noticing and appreciating and kind of